How's it going, you guys? AZ Plow 21 back again with another episode here in our UFC save in WMMA 5. Today's a little bit different. It's not a typical fight night, not a pay-per-view. It's the first edition of what we are calling the UFC Prospect Showdown. So I explained the rules for the Prospect Showdown in an earlier video, but basically the rules are you have to be 28 years of old. You have to be 28 years of age or younger. You can't have more than 3 fights in the UFC. And you can't be ranked, and you can't have any more than 3 fights in the UFC. That's basically it. The reason I do this is because I want to make sure that the young fighters get fights in, and they're not having to wait like 6 months for fights. So I'm going to be doing this Prospect Showdown once every 2 months. So you can see I already have the second one already booked. That one's going to be in Southeast Asia, but the main event for that one is Stamp Fairtex and Jessica Del Bone. If Stamp Fairtex is already ranked, so kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but she wasn't ranked when I made that fight, so it is what it is. But yeah, just something pretty cool to get the young guys some fights, you know, see if there's any prospects that emerge out of it. The Prospect Showdown, they're all going to be pretty young guys and girls, so let's get straight into it. UFC Prospect Showdown 1, Davis versus Savoie. We've got Anton Viazigin taking on Kevin Sizaflarski, and Sizaflarski basically saves his job by getting a win over Anton Viazigin. You love to see it. All right, Radosław Pakzuski in action against Gordon Berkman, a guy who I accidentally signed and I didn't want to have to pay to let him go. He's apparently one of the best in the world at kickboxing. He has a loss to Kennedy and Nzechukwu. That's basically it. 0-1 in his career. Let's see what he can do. And Pakzuski gets a win via TKO. We're gonna let. Can we let Berkman go now? All of which are guaranteed. So never mind. He's gonna he's gonna have to fight. 5 fights in the UFC, and they're all guaranteed. What were you doing there? And Pakzuski wants to fight Alexa Kamer next. All right, strong heart fighter Itsuki Harada, 22 years of age, 8-0, taking on Svetlana Gotzik. And Gotzik gets the win there via split decision, giving Harada her first loss of her career, improving to 15-5 and 2-1 in the UFC. So that's a good example. So now Gotzik, she's 25 years of age, but she has already 3 fights in her UFC career. So she is no longer eligible to fight on the Prospect Showdown. She wants to fight Mallory Martin next. Next up, Idris Gezalov taking on Filip Tomczak in the middleweight division, and Tomczak gives Gezalov his first loss in his career via unanimous decision. I love to see it. Yoshiki Nakahara taking on Shamil Musayev in the lightweight division, and Musayev gets the win via TKO, the 16th win of his career. Maxim Butorin taking on Amron Gogolaje. This is Gogolaje's 3rd fight in the UFC. He'd like to make it a win, and he does, beating Maxim Butorin despite being a big underdog via unanimous decision. That's a big win for him. Even he acknowledges it. 2 Bellator boys going at it. Yaroslav Amosov undefeated at 24-0, taking on Logan Storley, 13-1, 1-1 in the UFC. And Logan Storley, wow, gives Amosov his first loss of his career via Kimura. 24-0 is nothing to scoff at. I mean, okay. Amosov, first loss. Logan Storley, welcome to the show. Unstoppable Angela Lee taking on Janessa Mirandin in the women's strawweight division. And Evil Princess beats Angela Lee despite being a huge underdog. Wow. She wants to fight Ayaka Hamasaki. She saves her job. She's going to stay in the UFC after that. Wow. Okay. Okay, co-main event, Adam the Kid Borex taking on Austin Lights Out Lingo. 9-1 taking on 14-1. And Austin Lingo. That's awesome. The upsets have been happening a lot this show, and I kind of like that. Austin Lingo with a TKO victory over Adam Borex. He said he's glad to have overcome the odds. That is cool. Hey, you never know what's going to happen on Prospect Showdown. Main event time. Christian the Tiger Savoie taking on Joey Davis. Savoie, 9-0, already with a win in his UFC career. Joey Davis, 10-0, already with 2 wins in his UFC career over Daniel Rodriguez and Peter Buist. I mean, I'm a big Joey Davis fan, so I kind of hope he wins. He's a big favorite. Joey Black Ice Davis beats Christian Tiger Savoie via TKO in 1 minute and 15 seconds. All right, and that is it. UFC Prospect Showdown. Commercial rating was terrible. Yep, we lost a little bit of popularity because of that show. That was to be expected. No bonuses or anything like that. Hopefully we don't like lose out on like our stature because of it, but I'm kind of willing to do it just to, you know, make sure that our guys get a little bit more notoriety. And hey, down the line, these kids are going to be low-level national, mid-level national already, you know, so it is what it is. That's actually going to do it for me. There's no need to look at the rankings or anything else because none of these guys are probably going to be ranked considering Angela Lee lost. So yeah, that's going to do it. That was UFC Prospect Showdown. I'm AZPlyo21. Thank you. The next time I see you guys will be for UFC 269, Nunes versus McMahon. We have the debut of Fedor. We have Ngannou versus Rumble Johnson. And we have Amanda Nunes taking on Sarah McMahon for the Bantamweight Championship. Stay tuned. It's coming your way, probably tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.